Can't hear you. I don't know if it's me.
I just did, like, so much of a spiel and nobody heard it.
Yeah. Maybe
Anyway,
on
there's
the
less
other
than
side.
30 seconds left. Yeah, I was muted. There's less than 30 seconds left on 9o'clock.live or nomo.wtf, nomo.wtf. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know my mic is crackling. I'm going to fix that in a second, but for now it is
time for FOMO.
Now, also, the FOMO contract has not actually been updated yet, so we're going to have to play this on the Crystal Ball.
Crystal ball. Ooh, that's nice.
Nouns.game/Crystal Ball, if you want to check this out. That's a pretty interesting beluga cow.
Yes.
Halfway decent sailboat. And if you'll give me a second, I am going to fix my audio issues.
Perfect. I'm just
So-
seeing you. I've got both up now, but I don't know why it's not loading on the game side. Oh, you say crystal ball. Crystal ball. Got a 404 on that one. Let's see here. It auto populates on the FOMO side. It's a nil otter. That's pretty hilarious. Crystal. Nope. I'll have to work on getting that link. Color bars on FOMO with a mint accessory, a Budweiser blue noggles, and a barking dog. Hidden link. Got a squid on this side with a mint accessory, another mint accessory. Like this on chain.
There we go.
Pyramid
That
with
should
the
be fixed.
deep
Okay,
heels.
so the link to the crystal ball is pinned to the tavern. So if you're not there already, click the link in the
There we go.
description. If you are on the YouTube or Twitter streams to check out the tavern, you'll be able to join us here on the crystal ball. You still cannot vote here, so you do need to have FOMO open in another window. I promise that we're going to be getting this fixed as soon as humanly possible. So that is what is happening there. The reason we can't use the Nomo site is because... Oh, that's a good gnome. The reason we can't use the Nomo site is because it actually does... it's an iframe of FOMOnouns.wtf, which itself has not been updated and which we also do not have control over. Unfortunately. So...
It was my turn to talk into
That would have been
mic.
a great chip, too.
That would have been a great chip, yeah. Here, let me, so that people can see what we're seeing on FOMO as well. Might as well add a little capture to this. I like that bonsai. Oh, and it looks like we're trying to get it, so never mind. I'm not going to bother adding a capture. Because we might be getting this bonsai now, and we did! We got a beautiful bonsai. I know it looks like a tuba, but it's actually a bonsai, and now it's time for Nomo. So if you're not there already, 9o'clock.live or nomo.wtf, that's nomo.wtf, you're going to see all of these nouns arrayed before you. You're going to pick your favorite from among them.
Choose your character.
Spam click with all your might every 10 seconds. Half of them are eliminated until we're left with just one. That's going to be the Nomo noun of the day. And make sure, once again, you've signed in with your wallet and you're on OP or your clicks will not be counted. I'm going to repeat that for everybody just in case. Sign in with your wallet. Make sure you're on Optimism or your clicks will not be counted. I really like that evil pineapple under the sea. Or rather, just above it. Cows on the Moon is fun. The cow, the cow burger. Couple good ones. And now we're playing the feud. So 9o'clock.live, nomo.wtf.
Moon cheese?
Moon cheese. Where? What? Oh, the moon burger.
Cow on the
The
moon?
moon cow. Yeah.
Moon burger. Bugger moon. Moon tipping?
Fat and docile, big and dumb. They look so stupid. They aren't much fun. Cows aren't fun. Eat to grow, grow to die, die to be et at the hamburger fry. Cows on buns. Nobody thunk it.
Yes.
Nobody knew. No one imagined the great cow guru. Cow say tongue. I'm not going to do the whole thing. It looks like we're getting a
Oh
battle
boy.
of the cows.
Cow versus cow.
Cow burger versus cow on the moon. Who will win? Who will lose? 3, 2, 1, fight! I'm apparently lagging.
Oh man. What? Oh, what? What is it? Okay. Wow.
And the cow jumped over the moon today. Welcome, Noun Moon Cow.
Moon
Fantastic.
shepherd's pie.
Noun number 1275. You can pick this up for the next 24 hours for just 0.00069 ETH. That is $1.69 USD. 100% of the proceeds go to the Yellow Collective Treasury, which goes to funding artists on chain in the Nouniverse and beyond. Speaking of the Yellow Collective, if we go over to yellowcollective.xyz, we will see that 0xF28B is going to probably pick this one up. This starfish we picked up yesterday, and we are going to mint 3 additional
Yes.
collective nouns. I love
So exciting.
Yellow Collective Nounder Day.
Thanks.
Less than 30 seconds left on the auction. If you want to get a bid in, it's on base, so you still have time. But I don't think that's going to be happening imminently.
So it becomes Starfish Gang instead of Starfish Lord.
The Starfish Lord.
Controlling all the
Guardians of the
starfish.
Underwater Galaxy. All right, congratulations, 0xF28B. And I'm going to go ahead and settle this auction and see what we get for the next 3 nouns. So, first of all, for collective noun number 340. Oh, what? Is it going to work?
Yeah, nothing.
Maybe it's just not going to let me settle. Interesting.
I'll connect.
No, I'm going to try one more time. There we go. It worked. Collective noun number 340, we have... Oh, I'm seeing it already. A beautiful penguin going to the Yellow Collective Nounders, or the Clounders, as Symbio has tried to make happen, and I refuse to let be a thing. And collective noun number 341 is... Oh, I'm still seeing a yellow square. What the hell? Oh, that's beautiful. A spray painted.
Good.
In honor of one of our team members,
awesome.
Brett, who has just got off a plane like an hour ago on his way to Nounstown. He's going to be spray painting quite a bit there, so that seems serendipitous. In the yellow prize wallet, and collective noun number 342 is... loading. A pretzel. Oh, that's fantastic. It's just the I Heart Pretzels now, and I feel like Ben's gonna love this one.
Oh my god.
And if you too love pretzels and want to join the Yellow Collective, you can do so at yellowcollective.xyz. This auction is up for the next 24 hours, or more accurately, 23 hours and 58 minutes. And 100% of the proceeds go to funding artists on chain in the Nouniverse and beyond. Speaking of, we've got an on-chain autumn thing ongoing at the moment, and I'm going to put Toady on the spot to talk about it while I find the link.
Hey guys, I'm feeding my son dinner, so just saying.
Never mind.
Hello. Here. Hey,
I'll
say
grab
hello.
the link.
Oh my
Say
god.
hello.
Hi.
Say Say
Is that
hello.
our first delivery of language?
He's been talking for a bit, so, but yeah. He's mostly distracted.
It's so sweet.
Did you just make an elephant sound?
Yes.
Does that sound like an elephant? What does an elephant say? I never heard that, but he does an elephant sound.
Oh,
man.
I will cry. Okay.
All right, but yes, we do have some awesome stuff happening for On-Chain Autumn, but I'll have to let you tell it.
Yeah, I'm finding the cast right now. So yes,
Basically, just take a photo of something nice that's autumn related, or if you are in an area that doesn't have autumn. A couple people tried to call me out on Warpcast. Fair enough, it's not autumn in the southern hemisphere, but you can take a photo of something nice and put it in the based in yellow frame instead of the on-chain autumn frame, and you'll still be able to participate in the contest. But take a photo of something nice, mint it on MoshiCam for free, post it in the yellow channel, and share in a prize pool of 1,200 USDC. So that's it.
awesome. There, I am blind. I was in the yellow channel and I didn't even see it. It's pinned.
It's
That's
pinned.
why I started scrolling immediately. Yes, like Tony said, we do have an on-chain autumn photography contest going on right now. So, Yellow Collective, On Base, and MoshiCam are collaborating to launch the first of many creator contest collaborations for On-Chain Autumn. I don't know what my mouth just did there. Powered by rounds, the rules are simple. Snap a photo that captures the vibes of autumn. Like Tody said, if you are not in the northern hemisphere or you are somewhere where autumn is not a thing, that's okay. Just take a picture. Make it look good. Mint it for free on Moshi.cam using the official On-Chain Autumn frame. And post the frame in the yellow channel. And we've got like a $1,200 prize pool, so it's gonna be really cool. And yeah, we're gonna pin that link to this cast up above for anybody who wants to check it out. Once again, for anybody joining us on YouTube or Twitter, you're more than welcome to just hang out there if you want. But if you do want to see any of the links that we talk about, anything that I show up on the stream, all of those links are pinned to the tavern. So if you want to click on any of these yourself, click the link in the description, go to the tavern. You'll see all of them there as we talk about them, and they will stay there. So if you don't have the time or inclination to check those out now, but you think you might want to later, don't worry. You're not on a time crunch. You can come back to that link and just click them right there, and they persist. They'll stay there forever. You don't even need to play the recording to find them. So super useful little archival feature there. But if you do want to come to the tavern, we'd very much like to have you and would love to bring you up on stage and talk about stuff. Because there's not a whole lot of news outside of what we're doing because everybody's going to Nounstown. Oh, yes. If you are not a member of the Yellow Channel, Tody posted a cast earlier today. I'm going to bring up for y'all right now. Where if you want to be a member of the Yellow Collective, just put a little reply on this cast. Not a member of the Yellow Collective, a member of the Yellow Channel. Put a little reply on this cast that Tody posted 4 hours ago. We've been going through, and by we, I mean mostly Tody and then me for the last hour so far, have been going through and inviting people who don't seem like bots. So maybe put some actual substance in your reply, but yeah, if you need an invite, just cast there and we'll find you down in the hidden replies and get you in on that channel so you can participate in these rounds. And I'll go ahead and pin that link to the tavern as well. All right. I'm there's so much happening, but all of it is happening at Nouns Fest.
You could talk about people being in the air. I saw Jack at the airport, and Brett, as you said, just touched down. Everyone's converging on Los Angeles for a lot of nounishness.
And I'm totally fine and totally not jealous at all. And I'm definitely
Yeah.
I like the chances of me crying myself to sleep about this tonight are like they're so low. It's like 9 out of 10.
I
Like
want
it's
to
so
guess
much
it's
better.
because you don't plan on sleeping until the morning and, you know, are going to rule it out as actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna avoid crying myself to sleep on a technicality. That-
Yeah.
that's not what I meant,
Well,
but it does sound like me. So let's.
At least you didn't throw a Hail Mary to get on I mean, rather get on the allow list for Bob's event
I didn't even need
and
to. Like, no,
expect.
like, do you know why I'm not at Nounstown? It's because
No?
I just my passport, which is my main ID, because like state I
Yeah.
move so often that state IDs are just not really feasible for me. So I rely on my passport, my federal ID, and I submitted it to be renewed because it just expired like
Yeah.
a couple months ago, and so I submitted it to be I submitted it to be renewed, and then I wanted to do like name change and all of that stuff, and so I tried doing that, and they laid out everything, and everything was working fine, and then they changed the way it works in the middle of my application, and I had to resubmit as a new passport thing, which extended it by like a month, and then they
Jeez.
added more requirements. Like they're revamping all of this stuff for no readily apparent reason, and most of it is gonna make this stuff easier going forward. But for me, it was like, okay, well now you
Bad
don't
timing.
need that stuff you did. Now you need this stuff, and it's like,
Right.
okay. And so all of this means that like I'm still waiting for my passport like 3 months later, and I tried to get it a rush. I was like, hey, I've got these events
Yeah.
that are coming up. Like I was also hoping to go to a Nouns Esports thing. And I was like, hey, can we rush this? And they were like, well, the fastest we can rush this is to get it to you in a month. And I was like, okay, so it was due 2 weeks from now anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to bother.
So
Of
you're
course,
adding
now a
2
month
weeks.
later, and I still don't have it. So
Yeah, and I'm assuming that because you're a singular piece of ID that you don't have a driver's license and you can't just rent a car and drive across the country
no, and like
in the middle of a
the only thing I
storm.
could do is get on like a Greyhound. And
Yeah.
as somebody who has
No.
taken frequent Greyhound trips from the middle of North Carolina to New York City, that's kind of my limit. Um, I'm not doing that for any further.
Yeah.
Uh,
Fair.
yeah, I mean, and actually, I would prefer not to at all because the last time I got on a Greyhound was to former Asheville, now Atlantis, which like that's like a 3-hour drive for me. It took 12 because of a blizzard. That's when when I went to Optoshi's house for the Nouns documentary.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I remember the ordeal.
yeah. Right, where I
And then
waited in
turn
a
back
blizzard
around.
at a gas station for 6 hours, and then showed up like a shivering cat on their door. Like, can I stay a little longer? There's no buses. Ended up being
Yeah.
accidental roommates for like a week. Anyway,
Yeah, and look what happened. It was meant to be.
no, well, yeah, okay. See, I would agree with you if Neil hadn't already left at that point.
Oh, okay.
I was
Well,
already. We did all of those interviews in 2 days,
okay.
and then
I thought there was extra. I thought some of the gold came out of that
no,
happenstance,
no.
but I stand corrected.
Most of the narration of the noun stock, which I didn't know was how they were going to use it, but most of the narration that I did on the noun stock was actually done at home, like over Riverside.
Right.
And it took a while because they just asked me to basically break down the entire. I really want any of that footage.
Yeah.
I mean, it was also me with Neil and Chris and Towner, which, I mean, that's a room of ADHD if ever I've seen one. So,
Give
anyway.
us some plasticine and watch us go.
Anyway. I'm jealous. But yeah, it does look like a whole bunch of people are going to be going to Nouns Fest. Clem has been posting some cute little animations of waiting on the runway. I saw this earlier.
Exactly where my mind went. Yeah.
I
He's on the ground in LA now after having, I don't know how many inches of water in his basement.
Yeah,
It's like
I
didn't
was
know whether he was gonna make it.
I was worried because yeah, he was mercifully he wasn't like down in the valley. For anybody who has never been to Asheville, it is the reason why it got hit so hard is because it's a valley, but it's not like a valley that's open on one side. It's just like a basin essentially. And that goes around a river. And so like the river flooding, like there's not a lot of room on the sides before it just has to start going up again. And that's why when I heard about the flooding happening there, I was worried, and justifiably so, because a lot of Asheville is very, very close to the river, especially like the arts district. So mercifully, a lot of the residential areas are a bit higher. But they were like the residential areas were there it is. The residential areas tend to be a bit higher elevation, but those were flooding this badly. So, I mean, the whole pretty much everything by the river is just like not there anymore. So yeah, Asheville got hit ridiculously hard. There's a couple towns near Asheville though that are just not there anymore, which is terrifying. Like like I don't mean like they're underwater and for the time being and it's going to drain. I mean like the houses are gone.
Crazy.
Yeah. And it looks like we're about to get some. Have you all been seeing what's going on with this storm that's about to hit Florida?
I just saw it from the International Space Station. It's massive.
It's not no, massive doesn't cover it. It is reaching
Enormous.
the
Gigantic.
mathematical limit of how big a storm can be over that body of water.
Yeah.
What? I mean, it went from a tropical storm to a Cat 5 in what, 3 hours? 3.5, maybe? It's ridiculous. So, I'm hoping that it at least lands south of Tampa. Because if it hits Tampa or if it's north of Tampa, that is, I mean, Tampa's going to be kind of screwed either way. But especially if it hits north of Tampa, that southern gale that it's going to get is just going to obliterate everything. I mean, Waffle House is going to close. Let's put it that way. We've gone over the Waffle House index on this show before. If you don't know what it is, I'm not going to explain it. Google it. But yeah, the Waffle House index. Waffle House is going to close. It is a red. It is a. If you are able to get out, do so. Especially if you're south of that path. So yeah. That's all that's been on my mind. My family lives in Orlando, so They're getting hit
Yeah,
by like
I've
the
seen
eye.
some folks on Workcast that are Floridians that chose to get out, and others that are hunkered down. So sending positive vibes and storm breaking. Uh,
It's
I'd
gonna
love to
be
see this.
hard to get out because I think a lot
Yeah.
of places have um what's it called? Uh they don't have any gas anymore. Like they just ran out. So people who are trying to evacuate in their cars just can't. Um So between that and Nouns Fest, it's like there's not a lot of
Yeah,
news
a
happening.
weird juxtaposition, right? Like,
It's
yeah.
one of those things where it's like there's so much going on, but there's nothing going on that we would normally talk about on this show. So we end up just sitting here going like,
Well, I got a newsletter in my inbox, and one of the funniest pieces that was highlighted in it is the Supreme Court greenlights U.S. Marshal Service to sell. It says here 4.4 billion of Bitcoin seized, but I think that's a typo. And when I look at it, they're selling 69,370 Bitcoin.
what?
And
That's
I'm like, how could you not just like buy some more so you could go for the meme at 420? It's not that far off.
because
69,370 is the new meme, I guess. If
oh yeah, I think
yeah,
I got that.
4.4 billion.
There was also didn't what's it called? Crypto.com sue the SEC. I mean, who isn't these days? But
Right. Yeah, I didn't see that one.
I believe Crypto.com has sued the SEC after getting a Wells notice. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. that seems to be the
Well,
meta these days, which is a sad commentary in and of itself.
also seeing court approval for the FTX bankruptcy, repaying creditors in cash with interest.
Oh. Like
I don't know when
what's it
that's
called?
supposed to roll out. But
The reorg?
judge approves FTX bankruptcy plan, clearing path to
Interesting.
repayments.
Very interesting. Well,
So
meanwhile,
mean an
SBF
influx
is
of-
currently sharing a cell with Diddy, so we'll see.
Right.
I actually I think they really might be. They're at minimum at the same prison.
Oh yeah.
No, really, like
Oh, I
that.
believe it.
There were articles saying that they were like, yeah, going to the same place, which is. Oof. We're talking for anybody who
Yeah.
isn't aware. There are prisons in the U.S. The U.S. has a privatized prison system. So basically, our prisons are not run by the government; they are run by private corporations. And is the case with any privatized system, they are looking for customers, and in their case, customers are prisoners because they make most of their money from, manufacturing essentially. And so it's not exactly great for rehabilitation in the best of times. They tend to, just kind of they make prisoners into boomerangs. They break them in the middle and throw them so they come right back. But in this case, like this particular prison in New York that that Diddy went to and that SBF has been in is so bad that there are federal judges who have said we refuse to send anybody else there. And those same judges that said we refuse to send anybody to this prison are the ones who sent Diddy and SBF there. So that's how you know they done fucked up. Because that's how bad it is. There's a little fun US lore. I'm using the term fun loosely here. Anyway. Otherwise, let's take a look at some proposals.
Yeah.
So we've only got a couple of ongoing props right now. Luggage Head has 4 hours left and doesn't look like it's going to pass 12 to 24 at the moment. Completion of Prop 570 ends in 7 hours, and I'm going to vote for this right now because it needs it. There's only 42 as of my vote clearing. There's only going to be 42 yes votes, and it does have a quorum of 71. It does seem to be running into the problem that I thought it would, which is that a lot of people are going to
Traveling.
Yeah, a lot of people are traveling. A lot of people who are active in governance are traveling, and so it's gonna be rough to get the attention on proposals that you need to for at least the next week. Hopefully that does change for people who are actually at Nounstown if they have a proposal up. Like I know Satori is going there. Presumably that's going to be that's part of the strategy there. But this is going to be a rough week for passing proposals. And the Nouns Week Esports Students Festival that's currently 5 to 2. It ends in 2 days. Like voting hasn't really started on that. I think there's enough time on that for people to get eyes on it before voting is over. But yeah, I am a little worried about at least Prop 570. I don't think the luggage head being 12 to 24. It's I don't think that's going to pass. That would have passed. But I think 570 would have passed if people weren't, AFK. So, oof. Hopefully people get off their planes in the next 7 hours and can remember to vote if they still can while mobile, because I know a lot of people, aren't going to be able to vote while they're not at their computers just for security reasons. So,
Yeah.
oof. Speaking of, there are a couple other props that are up. The Nouns Takeover, Nako, I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced, but anyway, it's the North American Kendama Open, and they're requesting 81K to basically sponsor this event. I'm going to that's starting in 7 hours. The Kit Pass prop that we talked about at length yesterday from Kinoko-san Toa-san is editable for another 25 hours. So if you do have any feedback, and I'm sure we're going to talk about that in a second. I see your I see Midas is also raising his hand, so we're going to talk about that shortly, but I want to get through the rest of the props before we tackle that. This is new. Sunset08.eth. What?
Yeah.
入ってるっけ
Compensation
前田
Oh,
for the
okay,
noun
it's
that
a-
did the voting.
It's a retro reward.
Yeah.
Suggest we offer a small token of... Okay, it's from RogerBacon.eth. Small token of gratitude to index card. Whether or not 08 continues is up to them, but I believe the effort thus far warrants the reward of ETH plus noun 747. Yeah. I'll have to look at that because it is asking for 24 ETH, which seems... Well, 08 has been around for a while. That's like 2 ETH a month. I don't think that's unreasonable given the prop volume, so... Then we've got cancel stream for prop 646. This is Davin's prop. TLDR, the streaming for the funds to fix up the school are going to the wrong address. This is going to cancel that. They're going to resubmit with the proper address. And the verbs guys and noticed that and contacted Davin, so they are working on that. And finally, this just went up. Hopefully we can get I Speak Nerd up here pretty soon, but we already had a tabletop prop before. They've incorporated round 1 feedback. Interesting timing on putting it up on chain. But we'll see. And so they reduced the scope and reduced the ask. So yeah, down to 64K, I think is much more reasonable for this kind of thing. Clarified the dev work and increased the Nounish integration. So obviously we're gonna have to go more into detail on that. If you're not familiar with the tabletop community on Farcaster, I Speak Nerd has been putting in the work. And you know, I think the biggest bonus isn't even what has changed in the proposal. It's how the tabletop community on Farcaster has changed since the last one. It was, you know, in tabletop V1 was, you know, 592. It was back in July. The tabletop community was still sort of nascent. There wasn't a lot going on there, but now it is a thriving community. I'm pretty active in there as well, just discussing, you know, mostly narrative experiences more than what most people would call games. But there's a lot happening and a lot of really cool people are involved, and he's been doing a lot of live events as well. So yeah, I think the just showing the work that has been done since then is you know, really important. So yeah, and that's the tabletop prop. With that out of the way, let's roll it back a little bit to the Nanish Kid Pass Workshop ecosystem. We've got Midas and Kinako-san, and as soon as Tavern there we go, Tagawa-san up on stage. I'm not sure who wants to take it away on this.
Can I talk?
Yes, please.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes,
Yeah,
tenemos.
today we just take the one of the members that Midas and who will be the key pass instructor that if we pass the proposal. So I want to explain and I want Midas to explain the more detail about the key pass instructor.
All right.
So
welcome to the show,
Midas.
Midas. It's been a while.
Oh, yes, indeed. Hello. How's it going?
Everybody's going to LA but me
Oh.
and Symbio and Toady.
Uh,
But yeah, I haven't talked to you in like a year. How are you been?
I've been faring well. I've been all right. You know, just working, keeping my head low, and just you know, continuing to build. And yes, working with the community.
Awesome.
All is good.
So tell us about your involvement with this Kit Pass proposal, because you weren't involved in the last one, so I'm excited to hear about what you're doing with this one.
Oh, actually, yes, I was involved with the last one. So it was.
Oh wait, I didn't know that.
Yes, it was our collaborative kind of brainchild, you know, project to bring the let's say like the values and the experience that you know, Tagawa-san, that I noticed, you know, Tagawa-san was kind of building with the establishing with the children in Japan side to my neighborhood. And my community.
Oh, right. Okay. No,
Yeah.
I did know that. I have 2 brain cells left and they're fighting for 3rd place. Okay.
No,
Yes,
that's all
I
right.
remember now.
Yes, I stay quiet. I keep my head low. But yeah, no, we worked hard to you know, just to establish the concepts to you know, bring the values, same values that, you know, children were experiencing you know, in the workshops in Japan, to kind of you know, bring some let's say new life into like the arts programs in the U.S. You know, that's the intent. We're continuing that because there's so many undervalued and like discontinued arts programs in the schools and you know, the communities in general. And if there are you know, arts programs or workshops, they kind of stick to the Western understanding. Like, you know, like we're going to draw this, so here's how you draw this.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, like this is more you know, free, absolutely free. You know, I could explain it in like children. It's like a decentralized, you know, children's collage project. They all come together, and yeah, they all
Sorry,
came
so
together.
hang on, roll it back. You know you have Web3 brain rot when you
Just
describe
throw
an
out
art
decentralized.
workshop as a decentralized children's
Yes.
collage
Yeah, you got to
details.
see the videos. You got to see the videos. Like it's we
No, no,
had
no. Don't get
different.
me like you hit the nail on the head. But for anybody who doesn't know what the hell you're talking about, please
Oh, let me
explain
break it down.
because that is
Yeah,
a
yeah. That is
bonkers description.
it's decentralized. There you go, mic drop. All right, we're good. So instead of instead of it being like one child per one sheet of paper per their set of kit pass or drawing supplies, as most workshops are how it is in school. It's more of an effort to bring the children together. So we had there were 20 children in the classroom, and we had 5 acrylic panels that were 24 by 36, so 2 feet by 3 feet. And we Tagawa-san set the just kind of like a little almost like a prompt, like a guideline with tape, little outlines and tape, like stars, houses, like lines, just can you still hear me? I'm
Yep.
just
Yeah, you're good.
okay, good, good. Yeah, just little guidelines to kind of like encourage the give a reference instead of just having like blank acrylic. So the children, 5, it was 4 children per acrylic panel. We introduced ourselves, handed out the kit pass, and explained that, like, don't worry about making it messy. It cleans up, and let them have at it. And they just the questions that were asked, like, oh, so we get to draw on this? It was, they were surprised that to be able to draw on this acrylic panel, and they just it was totally absolute like freedom, just draw whatever you please, draw whatever you want. So they started off in their own zones on these acrylic panels, so you can imagine 4 corners. And as a kind of I imagine going into like flow state, when you're just creating, you're just
Yeah.
going, and it's interesting to see children just go from their own respective zones to collaborating across zones, and working on the neighboring corners of their panels, and just everybody just being present in that moment, and I'm going over to other tables where there were other panels, and contributing their their touch to whichever zone or the entirety of the panel. And the school had never seen anything like that before. First time teachers were lining up just to check out what was going on. They still have all of the panels. They hung them up in the school, and they saw it as just like this beautiful relationship that was started. And they look forward to it continuing. Same with the library. Instead of being 5 acrylic panels, it was on the large window. They allowed us to just go inside, and we just 13, no less than 13. It kind of increased, and like children were asking the same question: can we draw on this window? And we said go for it. And the parents got involved. um, you know um, yeah, parents, grandparents, some stayed after to help finish up the touches. And this was back in March, and it's still up at the library right now. They see it as like a again, like a we established this relationship. So
Awesome.
yeah, ended up in the newspaper. And yeah, we want to uh, you know repeat that same process, that formula, between Tagawa-san's experience as a just his relationship with the Kid Pass company, and the thousands of instructors that are already in Japan. Just those methods, bringing those here and expanding from my city to like the neighboring cities, and like the cover the rest of the U.S. and work with Davin in Uganda to establish just more workshops, onboard more instructors, and you know continue expanding that shared vision. Yeah.
Awesome. And I do, to roll it back a little bit, I wanted to highlight how you said that it is, it's very much a collaborative exercise, which is not something that we usually get in Western art classes. I didn't know that because to me this just seems like the natural thing to do because I don't know if you know
You
this.
know?
I grew up in Hawaii and our art
Uh-huh.
classes are very much this. So
Ah.
I had no idea that I've been to workshops since, and I thought it was just a matter of you know being everybody in them at my age now being older and antisocial. I didn't know that it was like a Western mindset thing, but that is really good to know because I always and part of this is because I'm not a visual artist, I'm a musician, so obviously
Ah,
I this is much more my speed. But to me, part of
that's
the
my home
best,
base. I'm a musician as well. I'm a musician
yeah,
as well. Yeah.
I was a jazz vocal major for college as well
Ah,
as percussion. So
nice, nice, nice.
although I can't play drums, I'm just a tap dancer, so that was weird. But anyway,
You're a foot drummer. You're a foot drummer. I
the
see
foot drum. Well,
it.
hey, I brought my tap shoes into a room and had Kenny Washington teach me how to like do like accompany a band with my hoofs. So it works. But anyway, uh, but so you get what I'm saying when I say that like the whole collaborative nature of art is one of the things that really draws me and many others to it. And so I love that this really highlights that and is like, yeah, this isn't just it goes deeper than just giving some kids some fancy crayons and telling them, hey, there's a window, go draw on it.
Absolutely right. Correct. Yeah, like it. We there's a lot of in Web3 decentralization. Like I say like all of the web. There's this we have we strive towards like kind of like getting closer to ourselves, right, and closer to one another, right. And there's this philosophy behind that, right. And people keep in mind the philosophy, the philosophical and the philanthropical aspects, but they forgot about the philharmonic aspect, right? The harmony established between those who are creating, right, like that it's all kind of like a again shared vision. So I see how the I saw how the workshops were conducted. I paid attention to Gawasan. He kind of um, floated around and took interest in what was being drawn with all of the children, and drew a couple of things himself on the panels. Kanako-san as well. In the window, we had the employees at the library drawing as well. So I see visual art as music as well. you know, there are tones and notes and of course
It's
marks.
all
It's
part of it. I have synesthesia, so like you're very
yeah, me
correct.
too. Me too.
Same
Me
hat.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Also,
got really excited
I
just
do
now.
want to
My
say
apologies.
Philharmonic Aspect is also my new band name. That's we're gonna do some microtonal like lo-fi.
It's a sequel to all of Phil Collins' work.
Yeah.
It's like it's more reverb. More reverb.
So
It's all
more
reverb.
reverb. It's all reverb, and it's microtonal, and it's all in like 7/8 or
Math.
it's
Rock.
just just math rock. We're playing Sevish as the outro music. But it's do you
No,
know
that's
about
really
Sevish?
cool. No.
Oh,
Never
you're gonna
mind.
want to stick around. I'm not kidding. I'm actually gonna play some Sevish. He's a
All right.
microtonal composer that does like
I definitely.
microtonal electronic music in weird time signatures. And it's like weird and mathy, but it's also especially if you're a synesthete, like
Mm-hmm.
it's fun.
I
Anyway,
know. Yeah, definitely. No, thank you for sharing that. Like, there's not a lot, not many that share the abilities in the spaces, and it's like be able to utilize our what we how we perceive,
yeah,
and bring that to others, and especially with the youth, to I'm 35, so like when I was in school, it was just like we're drawing a horse. It's like
very
we're
rest
drawing
of the
black
fucking
horses
owl
today.
deal.
Right. We're drawing black horses today. Here goes your black crayon. Go ahead, draw the black horse. And then it's like 20 minutes, and then we're just like, our teacher's walking around. It's like, that's a shitty horse. you know, no, that's that. Honestly, I'm not too far away from like the truth on that. Like, it was very,
Oh no,
you
I'm
know,
laughing so I don't cry. Like
oh no, yeah,
I
no, it was
remember.
traumatizing. I actually, fell out of visual art for a while because of my experience in school, and just working with the Japanese community and our appreciation space, and Tagawa-san, and just so many artists that kind of similar experiences. Like that's the experience. It's part of the conditioning process. So we go through those things, we kind of fall out of it, but when we're inspired to get back into it, it's I'm full I want to go full speed with it. Like I fell out of drawing for 20 years, jump back in, and I'm having the most fun. Like I have three children. Maybe my newborn, I let him just like hold on to Kit Pass and just illustrate. So no, it's very inspiring, and I'm looking forward to working with other children, and hopefully if other individuals want to get involved, over time as instructors as well, we can, we'll have, from my experience, hands on, which is very specialized, to be able to bring those teachings and put those into like maybe a online course, and just establish an instructor community where they can communicate with each other, and share tips, and just expand, and continue to grow.
Awesome. And yeah, I do want to highlight again, like this is the kind of proposal that I want Nouns to be funding, me personally. Um because it goes beyond just having an artistic experience. Um or, and I don't just mean that from, people like us with diet schizophrenia. It's actually it, listen, neurologically speaking, I'm not wrong. Anyway,
You're not wrong. Cross-modal perceiving it's but yes,
cross-modal perceiving.
schizophrenia whisperers.
Um,
You're not too far. No, I understand. I understand.
yeah, but
But no, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That mentioned that. We want to involve, and collaborate and continue to expand, not just Kit Pass, but the fundamentals of nouns, the principles, the philosophy, and be able to introduce children to this, and that be their first experience with
yeah,
the yeah, you know what I'm saying, like
the first
their
the
first
first
experience.
experience with nouns to be not just making something cool, but making something cool in collaboration with your community and doing it in a way that's fun is
Yeah.
vitally important.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Um,
getting back to being oneself. Yeah.
yeah. Well, right, and that's the thing is it's not a matter of and that's why I really like, art projects like this. Is because much like how, the Platonic ideal of sort of interacting with nouns and really with any sort of decentralized architecture, where you are not it's not like you're in a company where you are creating something by sacrificing your individuality in order to contribute to the whole, which has its merits. There's a lot of great creative works. Look at pretty much any large scale media like games or movies,
Mm-hmm.
where you're not necessarily having your individual touch, but you are all contributing to the same thing. That has its merits. But the thing that's beautiful about something like nouns and, like I said, other decentralized collaboration, anything, in this case
Mm-hmm.
art, in the broader sense than the nouns ecosystem in general, is you are both you are contributing to the whole by way of giving it a piece of your individuality. So you are
Mm-hmm.
not losing yourself in the mix, you are contributing yourself to the mix.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah. Like.
it's
Mm-hmm.
not, you're not blending up a bunch of paint, you're making a salad that you can still pick out the individual bits.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
and
No.
that's
No. No.
something that I think is really valuable about this, is because I'm sure, 100% sure, that the kids who were at that event are still walking by the windows of that library and going, "I drew that."
The feedback was amazing. Like one of the children, we asked like, "Would you like for us to come back? Would you like for to see us again?" And they said, "I want you to do this every year of my life until I die." And I said, "Whoa, like that's
I want you to come back tomorrow.
yeah,
And the
like,
next
that was
day, and the next
verbatim.
day, and the next day,
Yeah,
and the next day.
verbatim. Every year of my life until I die. And his mother was like, "Yeah, that made a good, that made an impression, an impact." And that was the response from the parents, just asking when we were going to come back, and that was in March. And I let the writers at the newspaper know that we definitely intended on that not being the only instance. Like this is a movement. I would like to say without sounding intense. And
You can sound intense. This is literally you're on a show that's literally called the Noun O'Clock Live at the Noun Square. Like, bold of you to assume
there we
you've
go.
ever chilled ever once. Like,
Well, I can turn it up to a 10 then. Yeah, like we're stoked, like to with the just the experience of having done this once. To be able to continue to do it is definitely like to and establishing this relationship from a initiative from this historic company Japan side, and sharing those those let's say aspects, like of the creative community, and I'll let Kinako-san to Alice explain more, but like being able to share that with the rest of the world, and like myself having a part in that, I'm honored, and I just look forward to sharing that with the rest of the world, hopefully. Yes.
awesome. Well, I can't think of a better way to put a button on it, because we have been here for a little over an hour. So I think we are going to be wrapping up pretty soon, but before we do, is there anything that we failed? Final checks, speak now or forever hold your ETH. Is there anything that we failed to go over today?
Not that I'm aware of. I think there's still an opportunity to attempt to join Bob and at Dreamland, and I don't know if I got that pinned up there, but there is a submission form for approval if you happen to be in San Diego on the 12th, which is Saturday, I believe.
Awesome.
But
I
beyond
also
that, I think we touched on.
Awesome. I do want to highlight really quick for any Yellow Collective members who might be hanging around in the vicinity. If you have not yet, the prop from Leo ends in 2 days. This yellow EP prop that Leo put up to the DAO, it is our first actual DAO proposal. I know it says proposal 4, but the rest were all like housekeeping stuff. So this is the first real one. I'll go ahead and pin the link up above to the tavern. Also, once again, I just want to thank everybody on YouTube and Twitter for joining us. We're going to be, if any of the links that we talked about today, whether it is the Kid Pass proposal or the tabletop or any of the other props and all of the Nouns Fest events that we discussed, all of those links are in the tavern. So if you want to check those out later, all you have to do is click the link in the description of the stream that you're watching right now to join us over on Tavern and check out those links. And they are there in perpetuity. After the stream is over, those links will still be there in that link in the description. It's a unique link every single day. So just want to update that. With that out of the way, I'm gonna play some weird microtonal synth for everybody on our way out. So thanks everybody for coming to 9 o'clock live at the Noun Square.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Thank you so much all the time.
Oh,
Thank you,
yeah,
thank
of
you.
course.
Yeah, thanks so much all the time. Yeah.
Anytime.
I appreciate it.
Always love when y'all come on.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
So we're going to be back here tomorrow, once again, 5:20 p.m. EST-ish, to see who picks up this bonsai we got today. In the meantime, don't forget to check out Nomo Noun number 1275. The cow jumped over the moon for just 0.00069 ETH. That is serendipitously $1.69 USD. 100% of the proceeds go to the Yellow Collective Treasury, which goes to funding artists on chain in the Nouniverse and beyond. If you want to check out the Yellow Collective, We've got a beautiful pretzel on auction right now. Collective noun number 342 for just, at the moment, the minimum bid is 0.011 ETH, but if you want to check this out, you can bid on that for the next 23 hours. Otherwise, don't forget to submit if you want to be in the Yellow Collective channel. Check out that past from Toady from earlier today, and check out the On-Chain Autumn Photography Contest over on Yellow, running for the foreseeable. There's a lot of details. Once again, link in the tavern if you want to check that out. In the meantime, that's all for us. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for coming. By the way, once again, this is from Sevish. It is 22-tone microtonal 5/4 synth. Have fun with that. Track is called Gleam for anybody